Hey, it's Beata
And David, hello.
from BA English Coaching and welcome to our next lesson. Today we are learning about
How to use the phrase had better.
had better. So you had better listen
Other-
carefully.
Otherwise, you will not know what's happening.
As always, our lesson is interactive. We will ask you to pause the video and then you can always repeat after David. And then you can work on your intonation, pronunciation, speed, rhythm. We like these lessons to be fun and enjoyable. And we usually start with a quote, don't we?
And today's quote is, if you want a place in the sun, you had better be prepared to put up with a few blisters.
What do we understand by this?
Okay, if you want to achieve something and you want to make yourself a better person, you really need to be prepared to put up with disadvantages, disappointments, problems along the way, but the effort will make it well worthwhile.
Yeah, sometimes people want results, but without the hard work.
Exactly.
And it just doesn't work like this in life. So if you want your English to be better, to improve, unfortunately, you need to
Practice, practice, and practice once more.
Yes. We've got a short text. And I love the text because it has kind of a moral, but also it's somehow relevant because David speaks with a very clear British accent, but he wasn't born in England.
Well, I was actually born in Africa, in Nigeria. As somebody once said, technically I am eligible to play for the Nigerian football team, but for some reason they have never chosen me. I can't understand why.
Yeah, you need to go back, David.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
when you lived there, did you see a lion or a gazelle?
Well, in that part of Africa, I don't think there is a lot of wild game. I think the lions and the giraffes, and I think that's more Central Africa, Kenya, East Africa, that kind of thing. But
I think we need to go to Africa to find out.
absolutely.
But before you go, we've got this text for you. David will read it, and of course, it has the grammar we are trying to teach today.
Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up. It knows it must outrun the fastest lion or it will be killed. Every morning in Africa, a lion wakes up. It knows it must run faster than the slowest gazelle or it will starve. It doesn't matter whether you're the lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you'd better be running.
What can we take from this story, this short little...
It's kind of it's a little bit like a parable, isn't it? It's a moral, it's a thought for the day. So whatever you are, whether you're a lion or a gazelle, whether you're a predator or the prey, you need to be ready to take action. You need to be ready to keep going, whatever you're doing.
When do we use had better in English? So have a look at this text, look at the context. When do you think we use had better in English? Pause the video and come up with some ideas.
Okay, we use had better to give strong advice when we recommend or warn against doing something, or to tell people what to do, including ourselves. It is a more urgent suggestion or command than should or ought to.
And we have got some examples for you.
Okay, you failed 2 tests. You had better start working harder. You'd better turn that music down before your dad gets angry. It's 5 o'clock. I'd better put the meat in the oven. Johnny's is going to take your car. He'd better not do that. You'd better not bring your bicycle indoors. You'd better get some sleep. You look tired out. You'd better not try to lift that by yourself. It's very heavy.
Had better always refers to the immediate future. Some people may be confused because of the word had. Had better is nothing to do with the past. Despite the verb had in it, it only refers to the immediate future. So we have given you plenty of examples. How do we form had better? And after had better, as you can see from the examples, we use the infinitive without to.
Like I, he, she, it, we, you, they, and had better plus infinitive. Interesting to realize, as with all languages, English is constantly changing and evolving, and we have to reflect the way people actually speak. So it's less common to hear had better these days, and perhaps more common to hear you'd better, using the apostrophe D construction rather than had better. But the meaning is still the same. It still means the same thing. But if you say you had better, that would probably be more used as influence, or to make it sound more positive. Yeah.
And how do we form negatives?
Okay, so you had better not. So I, he, she, it, we, you, they, had better not. So
Yes.
if you say had better not very quickly, you inevitably say you'd better not. Okay? That's the way language changes.
And this is interesting because had is sometimes dropped in very informal speech. And we had this conversation before. Yes, it is informal English.
Yeah.
As you said, language is constantly evolving and it is flexible. So you would often hear, you better go, I better try again later. But that's informal.
But also, if you talk to an older person or somebody from an older generation, they would probably say you had better, because to them that would be more grammatically correct English. But for younger people, I would suggest they would probably say you'd better instead. Interesting, isn't it?
It is. And also for the exams, if you are taking exams, please stick with you'd better 100%. But as we said, if you see you better, you know is informal. It is acceptable in informal English. And one more thing, last thing, do we use had better in questions? We do not use had better in questions. Correct. We hope you have enjoyed this lesson. You are now able to use had better. You know when to use it, how to use it, you know the forms, and you know the difference between formal and informal forms. So if you have enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel. And don't be the same, be awesome, and you'd better take the action.
Okay, and better be quick.
And you'd better be quick, because speed gets you a result. Take care. Bye.
Bye.